Hello friends, this is Satwinder Bhatia from Sukhmani Immigration Services, Brampton, Canada. I'm a regulated and licensed Canadian immigration consultant. Today's video is all about money. Yes, all about money. So I'll share everything with you, but before that I request you, if you have not subscribed to the channel so far, please consider subscribing. We talk a lot about Canadian immigration news, update, tips and tricks on this channel. If you like the video, share it with your family and friends so that they can also benefit. So without further delay, let's get started. Today's video is about LICO. LICO, MNI, and third thing, settlement funds. For which year? For 2022, because the numbers just came in. So I'll explain you entire things, how LICO, MNI and settlement funds are related to each other. Please watch the video till the very end because I'll take a kind of a quick recap of this so that you can easily understand the terms. So let's get started on this particular thing, LICO. So first question is, what is LICO? LICO is an acronym. So Canadian government likes acronyms very much. So first letter of each word is taken here, and LICO is taken from the word low income cut off. So four words here, low income cut off, first letter of each word is taken, LICO. LICO represents, so LICO is basically lowest income for a particular area. It could be a rural area, it could be an urban area. So LICO is different for rural and urban areas, right? It could be for a population less than 1 million or 300,000 or more than a 500,000. So here, for the purposes of government takes the Canada's urban population kind of poverty line, right? Below which, if you are below which, you are poor, right? So here urban population 500,000 or more is taken into consideration, and if you are below LICO, as I said, then you are poor, and Statistics Canada is responsible for this. So Statistics Canada each year updates these numbers, and these are based on inflation, right? Price index changes every time the prices of the things changes, so based on that a little bit of increase is there in the numbers and adjusting to the inflation. So for 2022, LICO numbers just got published and I am sharing that information with you. So first thing here is latest LICO table for 2022. Here is the latest LICO table for 2022. Again, it is dependent upon the size of the family. So LICO 6 months number and LICO 12 months numbers are right here in front of you, and this is available from the government website, so I'll share the link also with you. Again, what is the reason the LICO is so much? What are the programs, what are the visas, what are the immigration programs which are impacting by LICO? So these programs are listed right here. Following programs are impacted because of LICO. First one is parents. So parent sponsorship, parents and grandparents sponsorship program, which is PGP program, is straight away linked to LICO numbers. How it is linked, I'll tell you and explain you also on this. So next program is Super Visa, is also linked to LICO. Number 3, and here I'm requesting all those people who are into express entry, so please watch carefully and you need to do an action. What is that action? I'll explain you. And if you don't do that action, there is a timeline also. If you don't do that action, your profile can be rejected by the government. Okay, so express entry, FSW and FST, Federal Skilled Worker and Federal Skilled Trade, and lastly startup visa. These 4 categories, although many other categories still are there, but I'm taking right now for these 4 categories are impacted by LICO. So let's start first with parents and grandparents sponsorship. Although parents and grandparents sponsorship for this year is not yet open. So when it will open, I will share that complete information with you in a video. I have already a video on parents and grandparents sponsorship. So if you have not watched that video, you can watch that video. And so in this video, which we are telling you is parents and grandparents sponsorship, how it's impacted by LICO, the latest LICO numbers. So latest LICO numbers, again, there is one more term before I can tell you how it's impacted. So another acronym, and this acronym is called minimum necessary income. So in order to qualify for family sponsorship program, sponsor needs to have a minimum income to support themselves and the family members they are inviting, right? So there is an add-on to LICO, and that becomes minimum necessary income. So IRCC uses minimum necessary income threshold to assess the financial sponsor's financial ability. And if you are considered only if you meet and exceed the minimum necessary income numbers, right? Otherwise, if you don't, then the application goes into the dustbin. So next, now that you have understood LICO, now you have understood minimum necessary income, your next question will be, how is MNI calculated? So MNI is calculated using a formula which I'm going to explain you. So don't get scared. A little bit of maths is also involved here. So minimum necessary income is actually LICO plus 30% of LICO. So you have LICO numbers, you add to that LICO numbers 30%, and then it becomes minimum necessary income. So let us take an example. If you have a LICO of, say, example, $100, 30% of 100 is becomes $30. So if you add 100 plus 30, it becomes $130. So this becomes your LICO is 100 and 130 is your minimum necessary income. LICO 100, minimum necessary income 130. So this is how it is calculated. So if we have to do the calculation for 2022, LICO for two persons is 33,140. 30% of this is 9,942. And adding 9,942 to the LICO makes minimum necessary income, which is 43,082. So it is very vital and critical to understand these numbers. If you do not understand the numbers, and if your income doesn't meet these numbers, nobody can help you out. No lawyer, no immigration consultant, nothing, but nobody can help you out, right? So next is, now that you have understood, so how is MNI calculated? I have already explained you. These are the MNI numbers for 2022, 2021, 2020 and 2019. So for parents and grandparents sponsorship, you need 3 years of the income. So those income you can show from your notice of assessment, line 150, right? You may not have noticed that I have colored and shaded this 2020 as highlighted as yellow. The reason, nobody asked, right? So I'll tell you. So reason for 2020 is because government realized that due to COVID, many people are not able to utilize themselves to the full potential, and they are not able to earn what they were used to earn. So in 2020, the LICO numbers were actually the MNI numbers. No addition was done. So that is why 2020 you see the numbers are low, because LICO numbers are the MNI numbers. No changes have been done, no addition to 30% has been done, right? So now another thing, I'm giving you the proof also of this statement, not just talking in thin air. Here is the proof, right? You can see, I'll share the link also with you. There was a temporary public policy that due to COVID, the applicants for permanent residence, because only permanent residents and citizens can sponsor under parents and grandparents sponsorship. So permanent residents as a member of family class whose sponsor must meet the income requirement for 2020. So that has been reduced, and this is the screenshot from the government website. I'll share the link also with you. So now that you have understood the minimum necessary income, again another question, you saw most of all the time the table has size of the family, size of the family. So you will have a question, how do I calculate size of the family, right? So calculating size of the family is very easy. So how do you calculate the size of your family for parents and grandparents? Start first of all with you, with yourself. So yourself, and then next your spouse. Number 3, your dependent children, right? And then there could be a situation where some people have earlier marriages and kids from those earlier marriages. So that case, your spouse or partner's dependent children. They are not children born out of the wedlock, but they are, again, they are prior marriage children, but that will be also counted, right? If you have sponsored any person earlier or prior to this sponsor, they will be also counted. And now, lastly, the parents or grandparents who you want to sponsor, is it just one parent or both parents, right? So, and parents and grandparents and dependent children, even if they are they are not even coming to Canada. Suppose you have 2 parents and only one parent is coming to Canada, they are sponsoring one. So other parents you still have to count, right? So that is how the size of the size of the family. So this is about parents and grandparents sponsorship. Now, each of you know that parents and grandparents sponsorship, very few people are able to make it because it is a lottery system. For last few years it was a lottery system. Prior to that it was first come first serve basis, right? So lottery system is there. So not everybody can win a lottery, and those who can't, there is an option called Super Visa, right? So I have a complete video on Super Visa. If you have not seen, you can watch that Super Visa video also. So Super Visa is available anytime. All you need is 12 months LICO. Once again, you need 12 months LICO, and here are the numbers in front of you. So 12 months LICO is required for Super Visa. Now, another important thing, how is LICO related to express entry? When you are coming under express entry, you need to show certain proof of funds, and that proof of funds are called settlement funds. So that number gets revised, and if you have an express entry profile, active express entry profile in the pool, then you need to take certain action. And this is not me saying it, this is from the government website, and this is right here. The update must be done no later than June 8th, 2022, as per the government website. So you have to update. There is just a couple of dollars difference, not much, right? So a couple of $100 difference. So it's always better to have more than what is mentioned in your express entry profile. If you have right on the line, you have made that much numbers, then your profile could be rejected, right? So this is about express entry. And again, another question which will usually pops up is, who needs to show the proof of fund? Does everybody under express entry need to show the proof of funds? No. Only 2 categories under express entry need to show the proof of funds. That is federal skilled worker and federal skilled trade. So who do not need to show the proof of funds? Because Canadian experience class people are applying from here, right? So they already have experience of Canada, and that is the reason they do not require settlement funds. And there could be a possibility where a person who is applying under federal skilled worker or federal skilled trade has a valid job offer, right? If he has a valid job offer, then, and also he is authorized to work in Canada. So if he meets these 2 conditions, even if he is in federal skilled worker or federal skilled trade, he do not need to show proof of funds, which is called settlement funds. So this is how LICO and settlement funds are linked. This is how LICO and settlement funds are linked. So next thing is how much money you will need, which is an obvious question, right? So again, it depends upon the size of the family. So on the size of the family, LICO is 6 months LICO is what you need. So you need to have equivalent to the 6 months LICO as your settlement funds. So if you are coming to Canada and suppose you are a family of 4, then you need $24,733 or more. $24,733 or more. Exceeding is not a problem. Meet or exceed, right? Or more to show in the settlement funds. So when you have a profile, there is a place wherein you can, show how much. So you can go into your profile, make this change, save, and you are done. That's all you have to do, right? So this is for the express entry, and you need to make those changes in the settlement funds. LICO and startup visa. This is another category under entrepreneurship category, right? So startup visa, again, government do not provide any kind of financial support for startup visa people. So again, they need similar kind of funds. Again, 6 months of the funds they require. And so this has changed, right? You see 2020 the funds were different, 2021 there is a couple of dollars difference, right? So couple of $100 are increased from 2021 to 2022, right? So you can see so 2022 is your table. If you are coming on startup visa, you need to follow 2022 table. So once again, just to do a quick recap of LICO and its interconnection. So first of all, as we discussed, parents and grandparents sponsorship, LICO plus 30% makes MNI, minimum necessary income. You have to show for 3 consecutive years, and it is mandatory to show that income. And how to calculate, I have already shared with you. So super visa, LICO for 12 months needs to be shown. Express entry, federal skilled worker, federal skilled trade, LICO for 6 months needs to be shown, which is called settlement funds. Lastly, startup visa, LICO for 6 months needs to be shown. So these are the 4 categories, and just a quick recap again. So if you need any other kind of information related to any kind of visa or immigration program, you can reach out to our office. Our office is in Brampton, and here are the number, address and email IDs shared with you. So once again, if you have not subscribed to the channel so far, please consider subscribing, and thanks very much for watching the video. Thanks again.